Princess Joséphine Charlotte of Belgium was the Grand Duchess of Luxembourg as the wife of Grand Duke Jean. Joséphine Charlotte was born in 1927 at the Royal Palace of Brussels. She was the first child of King Leopold III of Belgium and his first wife Princess Astrid of Sweden. She was the sister of late King Baudouin and former King Albert II and aunt of King Philippe. She was also the first cousin of King Harald V of Norway, second cousin of Margrethe II of Denmark, and a paternal third cousin of Queen Elizabeth II. She spent her childhood at the Chateau of Stuyvenberg in Laeken, northern Brussels with her parents. Princess Joséphine first attended school at the Royal Palace where a small class had been organized for her. She and her brothers went through a short period of exodus in France and Spain just after the surrender in 1940. At the end of 1940 she entered the boarding school of the Faithful Virgin in Brussels and studied there until 1942. After that, she continued her education with her own private teachers at the Royal Palace of Laeken where her family was held prisoner. On the 7th of June 1944, the day after the Allied forces landed in Normandy, France, she and her father were sent to Germany and where she took courses in French literature, English, history and chemistry. Afterwards she took Jean Piaget's lectures on child psychology at the University of Geneva. Joséphine met Jean Grand Duke of Luxembourg for the first time during one of her short stays with her godmother and future mother-in-law Grand Duchess Charlotte. In Fischbach in 1948, on the 26th of December were joined in marriage on the 9th of April 1953 in Luxembourg. During their 52 year of marriage the couple had 5 children: Princess Marie Astrid of Luxembourg, Grand Duke Henry of Luxembourg, Prince Jean of Luxembourg, Princess Margaretha of Luxembourg, Prince Guillaume of Luxembourg. As a Belgian princess, Joséphine Charlotte brought a wealth of elegance, taste, and refinement to her new homeland. She carried out many social, cultural, and humanitarian duties. She focused on several initiatives that she would ardently support, particularly matters pertaining to children and families. After the accession of Grand Duke Jean in 1964, the Grand Ducal family, who initially lived at Betzdorf Castle, moved to the Berg Castle. Grand Duchess Joséphine Charlotte was actively involved in the renovation of the castle. As Grand Duchess, she often accompanied her husband on foreign visits as well as many events within Luxembourg itself. She entered 1965 the United Kingdom in 1970 to USSR and Tunisia in 1975, Senegal in 1977, China in 1979, and the United States in 1984. During her tenure as a consort, she and her husband hosted 39 state visits to Luxembourg. Joséphine Charlotte became president of the Luxembourg Red Cross in 1964. She was president of Luxembourg Youth Section of the Red Cross. She also served as honorary president of the Luxembourg Philharmonic Orchestra. She became the chief guide of Luxembourg's Guides movement in 1990. She was the patron of the Union of Voluntary Blood Donors and the Luxembourg Pediatric Society. The Grand Duchess also oversaw the restoration of the Grand Ducal Palace from 1991 until 1996. The Grand Duchess, who suffered from